Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. It's amazing how this works. Bitcoin bouncing off resistance that we found back in June of 2021, that absolute low point after that first all-time high when Bitcoin hit back last April. So it's bouncing off of that. As we know here, we can see that low was roughly $28,600, give or take, $28,500, $28,600. And now here's where we are today. So Bitcoin bouncing off that level, as you guys can see, if I zoom in on the daily chart, you guys can see we are finding a little bit of resistance there. We did wick down, but we are finding enough buy orders, a lot of volume here in this area. And even today on the daily, we are seeing a green candlestick form. Here, if I throw it on the 1 hour, you guys can probably see that level a little better. So on the 1 hour time frame, you can see the line is still there on the chart. We did form what is a inverted head and shoulders pattern. Bounce to the upside, found support over here. Finding support again. So, this seems to be matching with what the Bitcoin trend should be doing, finding that bottom before it continues moving to the upside. Now, it could still break down, but as of now, it is looking fairly good. If I bring up XRP here on the daily, you guys can see the similar kind of trend here. XRP, going below this original bottom here from back in June. Nevertheless, it is finding support down in and around here. We're finding support back from the February 2021 level. It isn't holding up quite as well, but, as the market is moving with Bitcoin, Bitcoin is the one dictating where the market's going. And we have this from Rect Capital. Bitcoin RSI is now entering a period that has historically preceded outsized returns on investment for long-term investors. Previous reversals from this area include January 2015, December 2018, and March of 2020. So that is when we saw markets at their absolute lowest, and then they proceeded to rebound after that moment in time. So back in 2015, when I'm sure a lot of us weren't in the space, in 2018, when I was in the space, that's when I accumulated quite a lot of my Bitcoin before the market upturn, and now we are finding it entering that same area just in around here. So interesting to note that, guys. And this San Francisco-based payments company Ripple is partnering with a Lithuanian financial technology firm to facilitate cross-border payments. It's coming from Michael at Val5Links, and to me this was kind of refreshing. It just seems like old school news, stuff we used to report on back in 2018, 2019. A new partnership here. So in a new press release, Ripple says it's joining forces with the Vilnius-headquartered Finci to offer services for both retail and business-to-business customers. Ripple's on-demand liquidity protocol will leverage XRP to enable payments between Europe and Mexico without requiring Finci to tie up capital by pre-funding accounts located abroad. Finci CEO Mikhail Kuchanov said of the new partnership, we're excited to be working with Ripple to make it easier for Finci customers to move money around the world. We share the same fundamental goal by removing the hidden inefficiencies affecting international payments. The savings and operational improvements we'll achieve by using Ripple's ODL will allow us to put money back into the business and enhance our offering to our customers. So guys, they will be using XRP, leveraging ODL, will be using XRP here. Finci here represents Ripple's first ever customer located in Lithuania, which I thought they had another customer in Lithuania, although maybe that partnership dissolved, I'm not sure. And its ODL service is now expanded into over 24 payout markets, including Singapore, Poland, and Thailand. So yeah, kind of refreshing. It seems like it's been a tough year and a half with, all the lawsuit news and all this other stuff going on. Great Reset, the beer flu. Just to see, a new partnership, just a straight up partnership with this Lithuanian company, Finci, it's nice to see. Ratham Conman also noticing this partnership, Ripple has partnered with Finci, a Lithuanian money transfer company said to open up a new market. As the first Lithuanian partner, Ripple will enable payments between Europe and Mexico. Just retweeting out Ripple's official tweet here, ODL is coming to Lithuania. So Finci, check this out, guys. Finci is Ripple.Connector Bingo, partnered with Neum in January. Remittance into India in February. So these are all the partnerships that Finci also has. And as you guys can see, already some Ripple connections here. Committed carbon neutral 2022 in MasterCard's Priceless Planet campaign, November. So that happened last November. On MS Azure Cloud Service in September. And then Temenos last March. A lot of Ripple partnerships. And T-Hole back down here saying, Ripple's first partnership in Lithuania. I would have sworn Railsbank, Lithuania subsidiary PayerNet UAB was a Ripple partner at least a couple of years ago, and that's my recollection as well. I feel like there was already a partnership solidified in Lithuania. Anyway, so there's the news there, guys. Lithuanian company Finci now running on RippleNet, utilizing ODL, which will be using XRP for on-demand liquidity. Great news there. And also this, just another dot to add to that collection. The Ripple network will facilitate competitive solutions. They too will ramp up XRP liquidity settlement. So this has to do with Earthport, actually, Ripple-enabled Earthport. They're receiving a European payment institution license in Lithuania as well. So just another Ripple-enabled company moving into Lithuania, getting that license so that they will also be able to facilitate payments. Interesting news there. There's also this, guys, posted by Finyear, Zago. Zago is a Ripple partner, innovative crypto fintech based in South Africa. They have announced XUS, supporting the US dollar. Zago Technologies in Cape Town, South Africa, announces the launch of Zago XUS, which supports the US dollar. And by supporting the US dollar, they say they will be empowering clients to deposit and pay out funds with US dollars and USDC via the Zago platform. Now, for those of you guys who do not know, back in 2020, late 2020, when Zago was already a Ripple partner, they were starting to utilize XRP to move money across Africa. So there's already a connection there. And now Zago, it looks as if they are realizing the importance of interoperability and the continued importance of the US dollar. So they're enabling businesses and individual clients to send money instantly at a fraction of the cost of traditional operators, likely using RippleNet, all with the certainty that the transactions are highly secure, compliant, and knowing exactly when it arrives to its payout point. Here's a quote: "Countries in Africa are the poorest globally, yet individuals are being charged the highest international money transfer fees, upwards of 14.5%. Ouch." Zago is committed to developing innovative, faster than ever, low-cost transactions and trading capabilities, bringing certainty to our clients at a time when we could still be reeling from the costs of the beer flu pandemic. We are proud to announce the launch of the XUS stablecoin, which enables our clients from all over the world to transact with US dollars. So one of the most important fiat currencies, at least today, for global trade and global finance. The funds will now arrive to its destination in a matter of hours, not days, and at a far lower cost at just over 6%. So you guys can see what they're doing here. Even though we know XRP transactions are fractions of pennies, they are saying, well, down with the 14.5% fees, and now we'll only charge you 6%. So they're still making quite a margin on those transactions. Nevertheless, the perception is, look, you can get a deal if you use us as your transfer provider. This is the first of many new stablecoins to become available on Zago's platform, confirms Mark Schenside, CEO and co-founder of Zago. So another interesting development here from Ripple-enabled Zago. The stablecoin is an interesting concept, I gotta say, because, on the one hand, I guess most people just want US dollars. I mean, if you're transferring to US dollars, why not just convert whatever African fiat you're using, for example, through XRP to US dollars specifically, and it can go straight in your bank account. But if you have the option of a stable coin, I guess these companies, what they can do is they can offer you some kind of benefit to hold the stablecoin rather than converting directly to USD. Yet you're not sitting in a crypto that is exposed to volatility. So you're in a stable asset that is pegged one-to-one to a US dollar. And maybe, I'm just kind of speculating here, maybe if these companies offer some sort of benefit for holding a stablecoin in your account, like maybe they'll give you interest if you hold a stablecoin as an example, then more people will be holding these stablecoins. So it's interesting to see where this is going, considering, the narrative from the beginning has been, Ripple can convert to anything. So why it almost seems redundant, if you're just looking at it from a basic point of view. But the notion of a stablecoin, I think we're going to see those become more relevant and more popular in the years ahead. So interesting news there. Wanted to keep going, guys. Back to Ripple XRP news. Interesting developments happening. First, this from Stefan Hubert, though, noticing these redacted documents in which they mention a company here, and he's just trying to play detective, trying to figure out who this company could be, and he seems to think it is Securitize. So admit that on or about November 22nd, 2019, this company here, which has been redacted, sent the SEC a letter seeking pre-clearance of its accounting treatment related to certain payments this company received from Ripple in connection with this company's use of Ripple's on-demand liquidity product, hereinafter referred to as this pre-clearance letter. And so Stefan Hubert just kind of putting two and two together here. Coinbase-backed Securitize received strategic investment from SBI Holdings. As we know here, Coinbase and others invest $12.75 million into a project to create digital security offerings. This all happened back in 2019, by the way. And just from SBI Holdings website here, Securitize, providing reliable global solutions for issuing and managing compliant digital securities on the blockchain. So we can definitely see a connection between Coinbase, SBI. So was this the company that they're mentioning here? Some people down here saying no, is more likely R3. But Stéphane Hubert brings up a good point. Look at the size of that black box there. I think that would signify that redacted space would be covering up something larger than R3. Interesting to note, on the heels of this, James K. Filan bringing us the latest update on the case. The SEC has now filed its reply in support of its April 29, 2022 letter claiming that the attorney-client privilege protects internal SEC documents relating to the Hinman speech. So what is the deal with this? First of all, let me just say, the ridiculous knob is getting cranked right up. Jeremy Hogan also pointing out the obvious here, and these have to do with other topics with relation to the SEC lawsuit. However, I think this kind of brings it all together just to kind of take stock of how ridiculous this is getting. This request for admission took me way back to when we learned that the SEC staff bought and sold XRP up through March 2019. So do you remember that? SEC staff actually purchasing what they consider an unregistered security? Yeah, they were. And here was the request for admission. Admit that on January 16, 2018, guidance required the SEC representatives to pre-clear their purchases of XRP with the SEC Ethics Office. And the answer to that, in addition to the foregoing objection, the Commission further objects to this request as improperly seeking information regarding the SEC's trading pre-clearance decisions with respect to SEC employees, transaction in Bitcoin, Ether, or XRP, and or annual certifications concerning SEC employees' XRP holdings in contravention with the court's September 21, 2021 order. So the SEC is saying, no, we deny that request. We are not telling you what our staff was trading at these times in question. And Jeremy Hogan just pointing out that, you be the judge. Stéphane Hubert also bringing this up. The SEC will neither confirm nor deny that this is Bill Hinman. Okay, I hope this is just a bad dream. Is this really the Security and Exchange Commission of the United States of America? Is this what the SEC needs $2.5 billion or a $2.5 billion budget for? So again, stall tactics subject to all the foregoing objections, and after reasonable inquiry, the information known and currently available is not sufficient to enable the Commission to admit or deny this request. Again, they are just pushing back despite the fact that the evidence proves that Bill Hinman said what he said. And so Stéphane just taking the opportunity to joke a little bit here. Is this or is this not Bill Hinman? Because this is what he said. And you just can't deny it. If you guys want to look at the 33-minute interview, it is linked in this tweet thread. Andrew Zell here, replying to the joke. To be fair, there's a slight possibility that an unregistered identical twin to Hinman showed up that day, pretending to be Hinman while giving just his personal opinion on Ethereum not being a security in a public setting, an opinion 48 other SEC commissioners were part of writing. Yeah, well, there was also that. Bob Licker not missing out on this opportunity, and I was thinking it as well. Well, does Billy Boy have an identical twin like Gary Gensler? Which we know by now there are two of them, Gary Gensler and his brother Robert Gensler at TD Ameritrade. Oh boy. Okay, so just going back to this, okay, they filed their reply, the letter claiming that the attorney-client privilege protects internal SEC documents relating to the Hinman speech. Fred Rispoli just responding here. SEC is now Ben Stiller's character in Tropic Thunder. I mean, it literally argued the same thing as it did in the motion for reconsideration, but putting attorney-client privilege for DPP privilege. SEC also is now making the XRP community arguments. Am I taking the crazy pill? So this is interesting. While the court has ruled the speech reflected Director Hinman's personal views as opposed to official agency policy, it is never held that Director Hinman was acting only in his personal capacity. So now they're saying he wasn't only working in his personal capacity. In the speech, he speaks as a government official, saying, for example, we stand prepared to provide more formal, interpretive, or no action guidance about the proper characterization of the digital asset in the proposed use. The fact that senior-level Corp Fin attorneys drafted the speech provides further proof that the speech was developed as part of Director Hinman's official duties. Okay, So which one is it? I mean, it's getting so ridiculous, and the judge has got to see this at this point. SEC attorneys across many offices and divisions could not and did not use official time and resources to provide input on another employee's purely personal errand. Director Hinman could not use agency employees to help him with personal tasks. Indeed, SEC employees cannot encourage, direct, coerce, or request a subordinate to use official time to perform activities other than those required in the performance of official duties or authorized in accordance with law or regulation. SEC staff could use government time and resources to draft and review the speech only because Director Hinman was acting as an SEC official when developing the speech, even if the final speech only reflected his views. It is getting ridiculous. So here's Fred's tweet here, and I just wanted to read some of these replies. Andrew Zell saying, this level of desperation must be a good thing for us, XRP holders, but also seems they will fight to the very end with no shame or dignity. So this is also what this is signifying to me. The fact now that they're trying to parse the argument and really make it about, well, it could go either way. Let's play both sides of the fence. Let's not stick to one side in this. And it's getting embarrassing, really. Really Rich here saying, in my opinion, both judges should demand all the complete documents and personally give them to Ripple. Everyone, especially the judges, are tired of the back and forth. And Fred Rispoli saying, yes, at some point in cases with shenanigans like this, there is a tipping point for the judges who, after reading the latest garbage motion, thinks, that's it. I can't read any more of this crap. I won't believe a thing this party tells me from here on out. And I hope we are there, he states. So there is a chance the judge or the judges could be at that point in this case, considering how ridiculous this is getting. With regards to the latest filing, so Bill saying, James, many thanks for posting this. Just responding to James K. Filan's tweet here with regards to that latest update. And Bill, responding to this, I was looking for the SEC reply to deal with two matters. One, respond to Ripple's submission that the SEC did not satisfy the burden of proof on the elements of the test for attorney-client privilege. And two, what it would say on the assertion of the SEC's lack of standing to assert the privilege. As of one, it did virtually nothing. It relies on the judge accepting generalized assertions in its two letters. I still cannot see the evidentiary foundation as to why any specific communication or draft attacks or attracts the privilege. Bare assertions by lawyers are no evidence. Tellingly, the SEC does not ask the judge to look at the documents one by one. Given each communication or draft on its face could show whether the AC claim is well made. No doubt the SEC does not believe the judge considering the documents in camera will assist the SEC. The SEC does use a familiar Ripple tactic of the wedge, and then you can refer to page 4 of the letter. Can't have it both ways. As an extension of the quite very fine point of distinction they assert between the speech containing Hinman's personal views, but not being delivered in his personal capacity. So which one is it? You cannot have it both ways, I agree. But this does not really address the weakness the SEC has on satisfying the burden of proof that each specific communication or draft is privileged most in their entirety, it asserts, and instead trying to cover the whole class of documents with generalized arguments. On point 2, concerning standing of the SEC to assert the privilege after having identified Hinman as the client, the SEC merely distinguishes the cases on which Ripple relied. They distinguish on a basis Hinman's speech was related to his duties, and the SEC shared an interest in the speech being accurate and consistent with the advice of SEC attorneys, for which it cites no case. Given the burden of proof issue, I do not know how the judge could rule in the SEC's favor without an in-camera review, which the SEC did not ask for apart from the few documents it seemed to redact. This is an objection in which the SEC adduced no evidence from Hinman or any of the many attorneys involved that he sought specific legal advice. They draw inferences instead from the speech itself, and who literally drafted it. Weak evidence. Final take here. If you read the SEC's arguments and think they seem weak, it's because they are. If a distinction between delivering a personal speech with personal views, but in an official capacity rather than personal capacity matters and makes a difference, I'll give it away. So there you go. Inconsistent views. Cannot play it both ways. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't say it was his personal opinion, but then have all these reasons why SEC officials and lawyers and attorney-client privilege should protect Bill Hinman if these people were in fact involved in drafting this speech. I think that's a pretty weak argument. And so Bill just kind of giving us his final thought here. It will increase the prospects of settlement because XRP will still not have the documents, and the SEC will continue to fight this up to Judge Torres, but the risk they will have to eventually hand the speech documents over have now increased. So the SEC will continue to fight. However, there is an increased possibility of settlement. According to Belisarius 2020, there is an increased possibility of settlement. I mean, you know me. The case is what it is. My brain is constantly thinking about the implications when we finally see a verdict. XRP right now trading at about 40 cents, as low as it has been in a very, very long time. And I think this is a great entry point for those of you guys looking to cost average down. If you didn't catch my video the other day, I did one about cost averaging down during this bearish turn, guys. I'll link it up here if you want to catch that one. And in the meantime, that's just my opinion, though. I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.